Hey guys, Luke here, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about the COVID situation in the NRL at the moment and the fact that players and coaches, not just the players but coaches as well, are constantly breaking all of their little bubbles and stuff and are getting fined and suspended, and I'm just going to be talking about how it's not good enough from the players and the coaches. Now, the one that did disappoint me the most was Wayne Bennett. Now, the coach should be the one setting the example. He's the one who should be coming down on the players, like the Paul Vaughan situation. So what I'm actually talking about specifically is Paul Vaughan at the Dragons got spotted, dining out somewhere. Wayne Bennett the same, and Allan Langer, who obviously Queensland legend, Broncos legend, but he's also a trainer with the Broncos. He was spotted out with a few other Broncos coaching staff, I think it was, at the Caxton Hotel, like the famous Caxton Street Hotel or whatever it is, the pub. Where they all go for Origin and that sort of stuff. The one near Suncorp Stadium, if you've ever been there. So there's three big name players / coaches who are being caught. And also Callum Hongan got investigated, but it turns out he was just getting takeaway. But I wonder how many more incidents are going to get reported now, seeing that, I don't know, I feel like the public didn't realise they weren't supposed to be out. And then all of a sudden, once the first one happened, it was like, oh shit, wait, no, I saw such and such the other day. Oh shit, we better send that to the papers. And that's what it seems like it's happened. Anyways, I think Paul Vaughan, from memory, was the first one to get done, and then Wayne Bennett, like on the same night. It could have been swapped around, but it was something along the lines of that. And then Allan Langer was yesterday, I believe. So it's happened over the last few days. But Wayne Bennett is out for 2 weeks. Paul Vaughan the same. They've all had to go into isolation. And also all been fined. I can't remember the exact amounts, but pretty significant amount. I think it was like 5,000-10,000 depending on the person. So first off, I'll talk about the Wayne Bennett one. That's initially what I was going to start talking about. So he's the one that surprised me the most, because I feel like he'd be the one, I don't know how to put it. So when all the COVID stuff happens, they all talk about how it's the older ones who are dying and getting really sick and all that sort of stuff. Wayne Bennett is probably in that criteria for the people who are getting sick with it, and for the fact that he's just out there just going about his everyday life. I understand, you don't want to live in the bubble, but it's just something you have to do. They're on big money. He's in a high profile position as the Rabbitohs coach. You can't just go to a restaurant, man. It just seems so stupid. And I saw Ricky Stewart had a pretty good quote. I don't have it with me, but it was pretty much, they know what they're doing. It's a shit situation that we're all in at the moment, but that's the fact of it. We're all in it at the moment, and you can't just go and break the bubble, especially when in the NRL. You're jeopardising the whole comp. If something were to happen, and Queensland borders, they're very, very strict at the moment. Even all the borders at the moment, they're all getting very strict. I know at my work, I have to wear masks. Everywhere seems to be bringing in the mask at the moment. So it's getting very, very serious very quickly again. And the fact that three separate situations have happened where there's been breaches in the COVID stuff, I can see the NRL getting shut down very, very soon if this continues. And when I say continues, I mean like if only a couple more happen. I can see it becoming a very, very big deal, especially when it's coaches happening, when it's happening to coaches, especially the head coach. Now, the Wayne Bennett thing, I think, is the worst out of them all. The players, young and dumb, whatever, but Wayne Bennett really has no excuses. Like I said, the whole sort of isolation and stuff, I feel like it's most beneficial to people like Wayne Bennett. It's not really many young ones who are dying from this COVID stuff at the moment. So Wayne Bennett, the fact that he's going out and, living it up and going out and having dinner and that sort of stuff, yes, it's probably not a big deal, but at the same time, this whole bubble and all that sort of stuff, I feel like it's most beneficiary for people in his sort of age range. And the fact that he's just couldn't give a shit and is going out and getting caught, not only going out, but getting caught as well, because there's probably plenty of other people who are doing it, they're just not getting caught. But yeah, just the fact that he got caught and he's the head coach, it's not a good look. So now if a Rabbitohs player gets caught, if bloody Latrell Mitchell or Adam Reynolds or Cody Walks, just anyone, if any of them are out, how's he supposed to discipline them when they're being ruled out for 2 weeks? Imagine it happens in the grand final week or something, and then they're like, oh, well, they breached the COVID stuff, they're not playing. How's he going to go and get up them when he did it himself early in the season? That's what really bugs me about this one, because it's like, well, if the coach isn't taking it seriously, why would the players? And evidently Paul Vaughan not taking it serious either, which is, I think, the most frustrating thing. Because like I said, you can think what you want about the whole COVID stuff. You can think it's a hoax. You can think it's super serious. You can think it's overreaction. End of the day, the NRL is affected by this. And if like I said, if multiple things like this happen and they continue to happen, the NRL will get shut down again. It's already been shut down once this season. We don't want it to happen again. And I can tell you, like, it will happen very, very quickly. They will shut it down. There won't be any hesitation to shut it down. And it'll be out of the NRL's control. It'll be the government's doing it. We've already seen teams have had to relocate yet again. It wasn't just the Warriors. Now we've got Melbourne teams relocating. A little bit of confusion on how the Queensland teams are going to happen, considering, the border is being shut. I think they're sort of working around it now. But if things were to happen and more breaches happening, I can see the borders just being permanently shut for NRL teams until this all passes over. So they definitely need to pull their finger out. The NRL, I feel like they probably should have come down harder on them. 2 weeks, it's just like a general isolation thing and a little bit of a fine. But for how much money these guys are on, yes, it is a significant fine, but I feel like they should have fined them even more just to stop plays, just so there's no question marks over it. Don't do this shit. Like I said, whatever your thoughts are on the whole COVID stuff, I think we would love to watch football. There's not much going on in the world at the moment, but sports are kind of our out in life at the moment, considering there's not much else to do. So if the NRL's cancelled, if the NRL's postponed it yet again, I don't know what we're going to do. It was so boring without it for that 6 weeks, whatever it was. I'd hate to have another 6 weeks without it, or possibly even longer. Could be even longer, depending on how things happen in Australia at the moment. But just the whole Wayne Bennett one really bugged me the most. Even Allan Langer, I saw him get on Facebook, did a bit of a post, and it was quite humorous, but at the same time, it's still, once again, sort of taking a piss as well of the whole situation. So he's having a laugh, unless it is a fake post, but I'm sure you can find it online. He's having a bit of a joke about it and say, once COVID's there, I'll see you at the Caxton pub or whatever. Which is, it is funny, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's all right, we'll let this slide, but don't make a habit out of it, people, like other coaches and other players and stuff. Because, like I said, it could be very detrimental to the NRL as a whole. And Paul Vaughan, just an idiot. Like, there's no other way to put it. He's hurt his team first, in the sense that the Dragons are already really struggling. McGregor's struggling. And when I say they're struggling, they actually have started playing half decent, the Dragons, but their front row stocks aren't exactly the highest calibre at the moment. I mean, James Graham's left mid-season. Now you've got Paul Vaughan out for 2 weeks. And in a team that's trying to, avoid the wooden spoon, maybe push for a top 8 spot, they pushed the Roosters, the reigning premiers, back-to-back to the limit last week. I know it was a pretty weakened Roosters side, but they did push them and were pretty unlucky. So for him to miss the next 2 weeks, I feel like it could be very detrimental for the rest of their season. And I think it says a lot about Paul Vaughan as a whole. Like, I can see, I think it was Brad Fittler, so they were talking about Nathan Cleary and stuff. So Nathan Cleary's got in trouble for it. Now Paul Vaughan's done it. Like, is this going to have an impact on the New South Wales team at the end of the season? I don't really know. But yeah, Paul Vaughan, it's just stupidity. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for all the players, because, I've said this multiple times, but I don't want the season to be stopped yet again, and I'm sure you don't too, as you're watching this video, because, it could happen, especially if you have more players like Paul Vaughan doing it, because what's going to happen if, a whole group of players get caught, then you got half team out, or even worse, if one of the players actually got the COVID stuff, so that would definitely cancel the season, I reckon. So, fingers crossed nothing more happens. But I just can't believe this is happening, especially from coaches. The players, it's whatever. Players are constantly doing dumb shit. We've seen it year after year, but the coaches, they're the ones, they should know better, they're older, they should be setting the example for the players to not do it. And the fact that Wayne Bennett, Allan Langer, guys who are pretty high up on the food chain in terms of coaching, are doing it and not taking it seriously. So it's like, well, why the hell are the players, why would they take it seriously? Anyway, guys, leave in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on this situation? Do you think it's over the top? Do you think it's a pretty good punishment? Do you think it's a whole lot of nothing? Let me know. I'd love to have a bit of a discussion in the comment section. Also, while you're at it, if you did happen to enjoy this video or enjoy this style of content that I'm making at the moment, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, turn on the notification bell. Apparently, it's pretty important these days, because the videos rolling out into the subscription boxes are pretty trash. So you're better off just hitting the notification thingy, and you'll get notified when I actually upload, instead of just going to your inbox, whatever it is, because apparently it's not working very well. Anyways, my social media is on the screen right now. It's Mr. Luke and YT. My Facebook page is in the description below as well. You may as well go ahead and add me on Snapchat as well while you're at it, Mr. Luke and YT. And that's all I really got to say. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.